introduce ourselves. My name is Tia.
My name is Karina.
My name is Rahnindya.
My name is Mira.
My name is Riva.
My name is Nabilah.
We would like to explain about listening comprehension. In this chapter, we examine three dimensions involved in the teaching of listening comprehension. These are referred to as approach, design, and procedure.
First, we present an outline of some of what is known about the process involved in listening.
This is the level of approach, where assumptions about how listener process in decoding utterance to extra meaning are spelled out.
The next level is design, where an organization is made of the component microskills that constitute our competence as listeners.
This in turn enables teaching objectives to be defined.
At the third level, that of procedure questioning concerning exercise types and teaching techniques are examined. These three levels illustrate the domain of methodology in language teaching.
The first is approach, message factors. Current understanding of the nature of listening comprehension draws on research in psycholinguistics, semantics, pragmatics, discourse analysis, and cognitive science. Three related levels of discourse processing appear to be involved in listening. First, propositional identification. Second, interpretation of illocutionary force. And the third, activation of real-world knowledge. Listeners make use of two kinds of knowledge to identify propositions: knowledge of the syntax of the target language and real-world knowledge. Syntactic knowledge enables the listener to chunk incoming discourse into segments or constituents. The tentative model of the processes involved in comprehension. First, the type of interactional act or speech event in which the listener is involved is determined. The second, script relevant to the particular situation are recalled. And the last, the goals of the speaker are inferred through the reference to the situation, the script, and the sequential position of the utterance.
The second is medium factors. The preceding discussion has focused on how meanings are understood in listening, but listeners convert another dimension of comprehension when processing speech. The act of speaking imposes a particular form on utterance, and this considerably affects how messages are understood. We call factors that result from these medium factors. We will consider 9 such factors here, each of which influence the work listeners must do to process speech. First, clausual basis of speech. Second, reduced forms. Third, ungrammatical forms. Fourth, rate of delivery. Fifth, rhyme and stress. Sixth, cohesive device. Seventh, information content. Eighth, interactive. And the last is pausing and speech errors.
The second is design. The factors we have just reviewed indicate some of the central processes of listening comprehension and ways in which spoken discourse differs from written text. The design phase in curriculum development consists of: first, assessment of learner needs. The second is the isolation of microskills. The third, diagnostic testing. The fourth, formulation of instructional objective. Needs assessment. Need assessment examines the purpose behind listening skills and analyzes the situation, activities, and tasks in which students will be involved as second language learners. Taxonomy of listening skills. Taxonomies of microskills involved in different types of listening are developed from a variety of sources, including needs analysis, discourse analysis, and related research. Microskills conversational listening. The first, ability to retain chunks of language of different lengths for short periods. The second, ability to discriminate among the distinctive sounds of the target language. The third, ability to recognize the stress pattern of words. Microskills academic listening, listening to lectures. The first, ability to identify purpose and scope of lecture. The second, ability to identify topic of lecture and follow topic development. And the third, ability to identify relationship among units within discourse.
Third, diagnostic testing assessment. Diagnostic test and assessment procedure give a detailed breakdown of how learners perform with respect to particular microskill. Using information like this together with skill taxonomy, it is possible to identify the microskill that would be most crucial for learners at this level. Fourth, formulation of objective. Objective translate the context identified in the skill selection process into a statement of what the student is expected to be able to do and the end of course of instruction. Objective defined this way are also known as behavioral objective. Nichols and Nichols, 1972.
The third is procedure. In teaching listening comprehensions, our aim is to provide opportunities for the learner to acquire particular micro skill. These individual listening abilities that we have identified and used in specific particular teaching objective. Criteria for evaluating activities and exercises. In teaching listening skill, our aim is to provide comprehensible, focused input and purposeful listening tasks and develop competence in particular listening abilities. The first is content validity. The second is purposefulness and transferability. And the third is testing or teaching. And the fourth, authenticity.
Exercise types. In developing classroom materials and activities, we can manipulate the input or the text. Input, for example, may be in the form of dialogue or monologue. Dialogue may be scripted or unscripted, between native speakers, between native and non-native speakers, or between non-native speakers. Difficulty in both dialogue and monologue may vary according to the rate of delivery, level of vocabulary, topic, information content fluency, or amount of pausing, errors, and coherence. Among common task types in materials are: first, matching or distinguishing, choosing a response in written. Second, transferring. Exercises of this type involve receiving information in one form. Third, transcribing, listening and then writing down what was heard. Fourth, scanning, exercises in which listeners must extract selected items by scanning. Fifth, extending, exercises that involve going beyond what is provided. Sixth, condensing, reducing what is heard to an outline of main points. 7. Answering question from the input. And the last, predicting, guessing or predicting outcomes, causes, relationship, and so forth.
For the conclusion, the teaching of listening comprehension or of many language skill involves considering the objectives.
We are teaching toward and the micro skills our procedures cover.
An educated response is dependent, in turn, on how much of any attempt.
We have met to appreciate the nature of the listening comprehension process itself.
Any informed methodology or teaching program looks both at techniques and classroom routines,
And beyond them, to the broader principles that serve as their justification. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Bye bye.